Before you enjoy this video, why not consider signing up for an account at PAX? Whether you're a player, agent, club or scout, PAX is for you. Create your free profile and connect with those in the industry today. For more information, please visit us at www.paxsports.com. That's www.paxsports.com. Now please go ahead and enjoy our video presentation. Alright guys, welcome to Next Gen Rugby. So obviously, like I said in the last video, we're going to be covering the 2027 World Cup Springbok squad prediction. And this will be the last one, guys. A lot of you asked me to do 2031 and all the rest of it. Can't be done. Can't be done. I mean, even this video right here is a complete long shot, and I'll probably get it very, very wrong once we hit 2027. There's 1,000 different scenarios in the last video. This video, there's tens of thousands of different scenarios that could be at play. I mean, you're thinking about it 7 years from now. Think about 2013. If you did it like a Springbok squad prediction, there'd be some names in there that in the 2019 squad that you thought to yourself would probably never be there. Some guys that you hadn't even heard of in 2013. But that's the nature of rugby, and that's what makes it such an interesting game. So if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to click that subscribe button as well as bell notification. Then you can be updated when videos get released by the second. Okay, so here we go. The final one I'm doing, not doing anymore. A World Cup Springbok prediction squad of 2027. So we start with the squad composition. Remains exactly the same, so we assume that the 2019, 2023 and 2027 Springbok squad composition will stay the same. And we start off with the back three, same as last time. So first name, we back to Pelele Fassi. He'll be 29 at this stage, still at the peak of his powers. I really reckon that he's got a big future in the game and a long future in the game, and form permitting, I just don't see how he couldn't be there for 2027. Then my next one was Muller du Plessis, 28 years of age at this stage. Now he is playing in the Springbok 7 squad at this stage. And I think he'll eventually transition to the 15-man game, and I've got no doubt he's got it in him to become a Springbok. What a player he was at school level, and don't discount him not being a part of the squad come 2027. Then the next player would be Stravino Jacobs. He'd be 27 at this stage. I mean, look, I didn't cover him a lot last year. I mean, I didn't cover any specific players a lot last year. And I didn't do a highlights reel of him, but that doesn't mean I don't rate him. I really, really rate Jacobs very highly, and I think he will go far, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's part of the mix come 2027. The next player is Damian Willemse. He'll be 29 years old at this stage. Like I said, I hope he doesn't get messed around into different positions and all the rest of it. I think Rassie will be playing him at 15, and 29 he'll be at his sort of peak in terms of a rugby player. Maybe not physically and all the rest of it, but he'll have the experience, and he'll be able to guide and mentor the younger players. And then my final one, I still think Tyrone Green will be there. He'll be 29 years of age. So you got a mix of guys here that I think will have a bit of experience, exciting players. But like I said, guys, I mean, there's, when you're looking at 2027, it's a long way away. So there's a lot of guys that could be there. But if I had to say today who I'd pick, it would be these guys for the back three. Moving on to the centres, Rikus Pretorius has to be there. He'll be 28 years of age. I mean, he's still got room to grow, and that's scary. I think he's going to be an absolute bulldozer as a centre. I think he'll be a world-class centre, and there's a lot of damage that he'll do to players, I reckon. Now, the thing is, there's a lot of players, and I won't mention specific names, but they're big centres, they run strong and they're powerful, but they don't have the skill set. I think Rikus Pretorius has got the skill set as well. The other centre would be Wandisile Simelane. He'll be 29 years of age at this stage. I think he's definitely going to become part of the mix sooner rather than later. He wasn't in my 2023 squad. That's because I thought there'd be a bit more consistency there with the last selections. I think they'd still keep those players that I mentioned. But he'll definitely be there and thereabouts at that stage, and I think he'll definitely become a key player for the Springboks after that. Final centre, Henko van Wyk. He'll be 26 years of age at this stage. You can't really discount him not having a great future in the game, guys. I mean, I have not seen a centre with running lines like this since Robert Aberson, and I think players these days are a lot better managed than they were back then. when Robert was coming out, coming through the system. And Henko's just got all the weapons that are needed to reach the top of the game. And I really have no doubt he will become a Springbok. It's just a case of when. And I think 26 years of age, I think he'll definitely have been there by then. And in my opinion, he'll definitely be part of the reckoning. Then fly halves, Kerwin Bosch, I think, will be there, 30 years of age at this stage. Definitely a player with a bright future in the game. He'll be experienced at this stage, and I reckon that he would have improved his game to such an extent that he won't be able to be ignored. I think he's got everything to become a world-class fly-half, guys. Like I just said before, maybe the defence just needs a little bit of work, but that's going to come with confidence and come with game time. Robert de Pre didn't give that to him. Everett's giving it to him, and I think he'll definitely be the starting pivot at this World Cup. The other fly-half, I have to go Jean Mostert. He'll be 27 years of age at this stage. Like a great running fly-half with a great vision, and someone that can really set a backline alight. His link-up play is brilliant. His ability to spot the gaps brilliant. There's a lot of contenders at fly-half. There's some guys that are in school now, but like I said, I'm not including anyone that's currently in school now. I'm not going to give a guy in high school a big head just yet. At this stage, I think I'd go with Jean Mostert. Then scrummies. So Hendrickse will without doubt be the starting scrummie, in my opinion, at this World Cup. He'll be 28 years of age. He'll be at the peak of his career, and at this stage I do expect him to be the best scrum half in the world. I really think highly of this player, and I definitely do believe he's going to go all the way. Other scrummie would be Sanele Nohamba. He'll be 29 at this stage. It's going to be an interesting one because they're both at the Sharks at the moment. So I can't really see it being a case of them both staying at the Sharks. I think one of them is going to have to move either overseas or to another club because they're both at that level. I mean, you can't really say... you could say like Nohamba could be a backup to Hendrickse at national level, but I can't see how he could be a backup at national and club level. But Nohamba is a brilliant prospect, guys, and I think he's going to go very far in the game as well. The last scrummie, I've got Zach Berger here at the moment, so he'll be 29 at that stage. He's a very consistent performer. What I like about this guy is that he went to Griquas. He didn't go to one of the bigger unions. He went to Griquas so he can get some game time and get some experience. And I think that's going to, put him in good stead for the future. And I definitely think he definitely will play that sort of third stringer role, in my opinion. Remember, it's my opinion. Sort of like a Cobus Reinach to rest the front two prospects. But we'll see what happens. It will be interesting nonetheless. But at the moment, I've got Zach Berger over there as my 2027 scrummie. Then loose forwards. First, Evan Riss. He was there last time. He would have to be there this time. And at this stage, he has to be one of the world's best flankers at this stage. It just has to be. I mean, unless injury or something happens with his form or something, I don't know. But in my opinion, he has to be there come 2027. And I do believe he'll be one of the best in the world by this stage. Then I've got Jared Taylor. He'll be 26 at this stage. Again, another player I just can't not see going all the way. He has to go all the way. He's just got the talent. He's just got the ability. He has to be there. And 26 will be a good age for him to be in the World Cup squad. It's a nice age, and he's a very exciting and dynamic player. Really looking forward to it. Then Junior Pokomela. I think Junior's definitely going places. To me, he's played very well for the Cheetahs. He was a prodigy at school. Some felt that he sort of, went off the radar a little bit. But if I take a look at how this guy plays, if he was in a bigger team right now, a lot more people would be talking about him. And I definitely think Junior's got a big future in the game. And I've got no doubt he'll eventually be in the Springbok reckoning. Next loose forward is George Frenier. He'll be 26 years of age as well. George has also got everything in him to be world class, like next level world class, and I've got no doubt, absolutely no doubt, he'll be part of the mix at this stage. I think it's going to be a very, very exciting future for us in the loose forward department. I mean, last year's squad, SA School squad, was incredibly powerful, and George has got all the attributes to go very far in the game. I definitely expect him to be there. And then the final one, I've got Pepsi Buthelezi. So Pepsi will be 28 years of age at this stage. I definitely see him playing as an eighth man. as a starting eighth man. And, I would sort of look at it as like more than likely a Buthelezi, Ruiz and Taylor combination, with Crindia and Pokomela, basically serving as deputies. But yeah, I just look at these loose forwards over here, guys, and I get really, really, really excited about the future, definitely. And like I said, there's a lot of names we haven't even heard of coming through right now that'll also be exciting. So it's gonna be interesting. Then locks, first lock, Achia Sneeman. He'll be the oldest statesman at this tournament. I think he'll definitely be there though, 32 years of age. Then my next lock would be JJ van der Mesh. 28 years of age at this stage. He should have definitely fully grown at this stage. And geez, he'll be a monster. He's still got a lot of room to grow. And he'll definitely be one of the world's premier locks. And then, obviously, I've spoken about him a lot. Emil van Heerden has to be there. He'll be 27 years old at this stage. I think him and JJ are going to be the future of Springbok rugby as a lock combination. For the future, maybe Achia will stay in that sort of super sub role. The bomb squad thing that everyone talks about. Maybe that will happen, but I think these two at provincial level and at national level together have a really, really big future in the game. And then the final lock, Salman Murat. He'll be 29 years of age at this stage. And it'll be very interesting to see what happens, because we've got a lot of quality here as well, guys. And there's a lot of players I've left out. A lot of players I've left out. Who my number one prospect was for the 2020 season. My rule was I couldn't include school players, but the players like him, that could definitely be in the mix as well. That's how much depth there is, and that's quite scary. But Murat has also got it in him to be a future Springbok captain, guys. He was a great leader for Pole Boys, great leader for SA Under 20. So, it's going to be very interesting, but we're definitely stacked in the lock department. Moving on, we got hookers. First one, Malcolm Marx, 33 years of age. Now, before you bulk at that, just remember Beast was 34 at this tournament, so 33 is not too unrealistic to expect that Malcolm Marx could still be there. Then Joseph Dweber will be 32 years of age at this stage. I really, really think he's going to go far in the game. I'm a massive fan of this player. Then the final hooker, I'd have to put Jacques in there. I'd have to put him there. Same reasons as I put the other young guys in there. I think Jacques will 100% become a Springbok. It's just a case of if, not when. And I definitely think he'll be part of the reckoning. He'll be 26 years of age at this stage. And, definitely has to be there. He could even be a starter. You don't know. You just don't know. Then moving on to the props. First prop, Stephen Kitsoff, 35 years of age. Some props are like a fine wine, and I think Kitsoff will be one of those props. I will not be surprised at all. In fact, I'm banking on it that he'll be at the next tournament. I think he'll be the elder statesman there, leading the youngsters into battle. The next prop, Thomas du Toit. He'll be 32 years of age at this stage. Should have surpassed 100 caps at this stage, probably. And definitely will be a stalwart of the Springbok team, and offer that great experience up front as well as the power. Then Henry Jacobs, I talked about him last time. He'd have to be in there. To me, he'd be a starter at this stage, and definitely one of the best props in the world at this stage. Next prop, Sazi Sandi. So what I expect to happen with Sandi is that I think he'll come out of nowhere, and I think he'll surprise a lot of people. I really, really, really rate this guy. I think he's one of the most underrated young prospects in the country, to be honest with you. And I think what will end up happening with him is that he's just going to have a season. One of these next couple of years, he's going to have a season that's going to shock everyone, and he'll be in the reckoning for the Bok mix. But I just think because of the depth we have at prop right now and going into 2023, I think 2024, 2025, that's when we'll see Sunday in a Springbok jersey. And he's also got great leadership qualities, guys. Very good leadership qualities. So he'll go far in the game. There's no doubt in my mind. And I definitely think he will be in the reckoning. And he'll be 29 years of age at this stage. So a good age to be involved in the World Cup squad. Next prop has to be Jan Hendrik. Someone commented the other day that I'm a Jan Hendrik fanboy. The whole thing is you got to try and distinguish between being a fanboy and appreciating someone's talent. To me, this is one of the best school rugby props I've ever seen. And it's another case of like, if this guy is not in the reckoning and doesn't become a Springbok, then I've just got to question what the hell I'm doing, because obviously I know nothing. It's like there's a couple of players, and there's players in school right now where I look at them and I think to myself, like, that's Springbok. And I've been right a lot of times. You guys must remember, go back to my prediction videos. I've been very, very spot on with a lot of the predictions. So, you might be looking at Sunday and Vessels and thinking, I'm not 100% sure. But, 7 years away, and, 7 years' time you can judge me. So we'll see. But yeah, I definitely think Jan Hendrik should be there. And then as backup, I thought to myself, I need a prop that's got proper power, that's going to bulldoze his opposition. And the first name that popped into my head is our next prop, and that is Kabosioloff. He'll be 28 years of age at that stage. He's a monster, guys. You just have to see this guy play. I mean, maybe his work rate could use a bit of improvement, but in terms of raw power and, the ability in the scrums, I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. The guy's ridiculously good, and I've got no doubt he'll be part of the mix come 2027, and that's my opinion. So, guys, what are your thoughts? Obviously, this one will raise a lot of controversy because, there's thousands of different players to consider, and 2027 is a long way away, and we know how much can happen in 7 years. Like I said, the last video is 1,000 different scenarios. This is tens of thousands of different scenarios. So what do you guys think? Who would you have in the mix there? Remember, only rule, we don't include players that are currently playing at school. That's the only rule. Otherwise, I would have included there's about 4 or 5 guys that I would have included. And if you want to know who those guys are, you just got to wait until the end of the year when I pick my young guns, class of 2020. Anyway, guys, have a great week further. Cheers, bye.